So, I'll ask you first. I know this is probably your first Fatal Fury game that you played.
Yep, it is.
Okay. So, what is your overall impressions of Fatal Fury City of the Wolves?
Uh, Overall, I like it. It doesn't feel too, I guess, foreign as a 2D fighting game. It's different enough to where I don't, you know, uh, I like it more than I dislike it. The only thing I kind of dislike, it wasn't really the game's fault. That was just growing pains, learning a different system and how to do
Yeah.
certain things. But overall, like I thought it was pretty good. Like I never really understood the difference between Fatal Fury and King of Fighters until this game because I always thought they were like the same.
Hmm.
But I think you and Cross kind of broke down how these games actually were, and
Hmm.
this game does borrow some elements of King of Fighters that uh, I missed upon first glance until I really start to play it and learn the mechanics and what does what. It
Yeah.
gives me it feels very Street Fighter 4 to
Mm.
me.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it because Street Fighter 4 is my favorite Street Fighter. So that's kind of, kept my interest and will probably be what leads me to, buy it and, put some time into it. I'm not
Yeah.
really interested in going to the pro circuit anymore as I am old and washed up. But I think it would be pretty fun to have like a 2D fighting game because I really haven't been playing any fighting games really.
Yeah.
Like not, really, yeah, not really anything. The occasional old Tekken, but other than like as far as 2D fighting games go,
Yeah.
I can't even think of anything that I've actually been putting time into consistently.
Yeah. Now, for me, I'm a huge KOF fan or SNK fan. So I've been playing KOF 15 like crazy. I played that game. At one point, I was playing it like every night. And, we haven't had a Fatal Fury game uh, since 1999. So it's
Oof,
been
a long time.
over over 20 years since we've had a Fatal Fury game. So me, I'm like really excited about this. I played the old Garou Mark of the Wolves, came out in 1999, and I was like, okay, it came out with this. I was like, let's go. And I was hoping that this game would play like KOF, but it doesn't. Plays like nothing like KOF. But what makes me even madder is like it has like KOF stuff in it. Like it has the short hops, it has the run. Some characters can run like KOF, some can't. Uh, but it's like the hops just they don't be hopping like KOF.
Well, I guess that's what because I remember you mentioned that before, and I guess that's what kind of like perplexes me about your expectations. I'm like, because it seemed like from what Croft told me, it was like, yeah, Mark, City of the Wolves, or I guess Garo, has always kind of been meant to be more of a traditional 1v1 2D fighter.
Yeah,
Whereas KOF, they have the team battle and it's a lot more chaotic with, the short hops, how fast paced it is. And that was kind of one of the things that, I guess you could say turned me off of King of Fighters
yeah,
originally before I understood that, all 2D games can be different
yeah.
because I like King of Fighters, but I can't say I'm like, oh, I'm a fan, play it all the time because my favorite King of Fighters isn't actually a King of Fighters according to y'all. But anyway, but
Yeah, off brand.
whatever, that's the real one. But yeah, so I guess like it seems uh, counterintuitive to expect that from this game because I'm like, if it's King of Fighters you want to play, then play King of Fighters. But
Yeah,
if it's KOF you want to play, or not King of Fighters, but if it's City of the Wolf, Fatal Fury you want to play, then it's Fatal Fury.
yeah.
So I guess that's that would be my question. Like, why is it that your expectation seems to be from one game onto another when they're
Because
so specifically distinct between them?
because you're right, but at the same time, it's like they they share a lot of things. They share a lot of things between the games. Like I
Hmm.
said, the short hops and the running, and both of these characters, Rock and Terry, are in KOF 15,
Yeah.
but they play, you know, they're like night and
Hello?
day. What's
Can you
going
hear me?
on? Yeah, we can hear you, Cross.
Are you talking about
Fatal
your
Fury.
expectations with Fatal Fury? I agree with
Yeah,
Josh. Everything I
yeah,
heard with Josh, that's and I've heard like your side where you're like, well, there's things that they share, but they work differently. It's like,
yeah.
well,
And
yeah,
it's,
but go ahead.
yeah, and you're right. Like you, both of you guys are right that they are different games, but it's like I feel like, you know, I was expecting for, like, okay, it's gonna be like something to where like it just either it doesn't have the KOF stuff in it or it does, and this kind of like does, but it's like the off brand
It
KOF
does
stuff.
not.
It does not,
I don't
and
know.
it's
Like,
like it's like, and I just thought that it would share the things that it did share, it would do it well like KOF does. But like you guys said, it's a different game, a different style of game. And I had to come to terms with that playing it. As I was playing it, and I was like, okay, I can't I can't think of this as KOF. It's its own
yeah,
thing.
I think that's like really unfair to look at it like that. It would be like, and Tekken players do this, but it would be like a Tekken player going to Soul Calibur and then being like, why doesn't this play like Tekken? And they do that. And then they'll judge Soul Calibur through Tekken's, like how
Lens.
Tekken, yes, through Tekken's lens, and it's like unfair. It's like, yeah, throws work this, like for the most part, throws kind of work the same, and yeah, like for the most part, like the heights are the same, and there's a lot of similarities between Tekken and Soul Calibur, but they're clearly different games. Like, they're not
Yeah.
meant to, they're not even trying to be the same game. It's just, and there are characters that have been in both too, like Heihachi. Heihachi does not feel like Heihachi in Tekken as he does in Soul Calibur. He
Mhm.
plays differently, even though he has some of the same moves. He has you wouldn't even call it that in 442, but he has 66B in Soul Calibur 2, but you don't use him the same way,
Yeah.
because the game doesn't play the same way. So you can't go over to someone and just jab, jab, backdash around, wait for them to whiff and do
Yeah,
442. Like, you got to
yeah,
play Soul Calibur when you play a
yeah.
Heihachi.
And, and you're right. And I was playing this, and I'm trying so hard to KOF. It's like, let me
Yeah.
KOF, please, just let me
Yeah.
KOF. And it was
It's
like, no, go play
KOF.
KOF
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you want
like
to play KOF.
you
And
got
it's like,
your KOF is over there, man. Go
Yeah,
uh,
right.
KOF over there.
and
And
I
it's
was
like,
like,
and I don't want to like be saying it because I'm not. I,
yeah,
I'm
no,
way out, and I'm like,
no,
okay, it's
you're
just
right. I was like, man, they got short hops in the game like KOF. Let me do it.
not really.
It's like grandpa short hops, and I think they only have four. And I
Yeah.
think KOF has like eight or
Mm,
something like that.
Yeah,
Eight
there's eight
jumps.
different jumps in KOF,
yeah.
and this game
Yeah,
there's only four.
And that's another thing I was kind of realized because like when I was looking at a video breaking it down, and because at first I couldn't tell the difference between the hops because they all look like jumps until I looked at them because there are certain moves you can do. Like I think you can I don't know if it's certain moves or whatever, but certain moves you can do from a short hop, certain moves you can do or can't do in a actual jump.
yeah,
And I thought that was interesting, and I was like, okay, so I see
Yo,
the similarities.
can
What's
you
yo,
up?
guys
so
hear me?
yeah, we can hear you, Grant. What's going on?
Okay, okay. Yo, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
Not much. I'm just discussing this Fatal Fury City of the Wolves beta. Did you play any?
Nah, I haven't. I haven't even. I seen y'all like play it, and I just been like observing it.
You too busy
It
on that
look alright.
Marvel Rivals and Apex.
Well, not Apex anymore, but Marvel Rivals pretty much.
Who you playing? Johnny Storm now?
Johnny Storm. Who's that?
Human Torch.
Oh, oh, look at this guy.
Oh,
We
see, I
gotta
don't
kick.
know about
Hey, we
Marvel.
gotta kick you off the show.
What, you're not a Fantastic Four fan like me, even though I'm not a Fantastic Four fan. I just happen to know the name.
Hey, you better know who Reed Richards is and Sue Storm and
All
the
right,
Thing
Sue
are.
Storm is Invisible Woman,
Okay,
and
I was gonna say.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm like super basic with like Marvel knowledge. I just
Yeah,
like miss Marvel growing up, kind of.
Yeah.
yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's never too late. Well, actually, it might be with how Marvel is today. But anyway, I'm not gonna rant. Not gonna rant. But Cross, what were your initial impressions of Fatal Fury City of the Wolves when you first played it?
I really liked it. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't really got much else to say. It was pretty much ex- like what I expected it to be, but like more fun. Like I didn't think I was gonna like Hotaru that much. The only problem I had with this game was before I played it was, well, there's no character in the game that I want to play.
Yeah,
So I was like, well, that kind of sucks. But playing with Hotaru, I was like, oh, I like this character a lot. Like she's versatile. She has like pretty much a tool for every situation. Her rev blow kind of sucks ass. Um, that's the one thing that does annoy me a little bit about this game is how different everyone's rev blow is. Like it's cool that that's different, but then some characters are so different that I'm like, what the fuck are you supposed to do about this? He's breaking the game design rules of what you're supposed to do against rev blow. Like when
yeah,
someone does rev blow, you're supposed to throw them, or you're supposed to like just block and then take your turn back. But this
yeah,
motherfucker jumps in the air. He jumps
yeah,
in the air as his ground one. So I'm like, then what the fuck do you do? Because you can't throw him. So or you just gotta let him do it. But then if they know that you're gonna let him do it, they're just not gonna do it, and then
yeah,
they're just going to like do offense. And like it's fucking. I was like, okay, maybe you shouldn't have. I don't mind characters having different red blows. They go different distances. Some are not so good, and some are really good. I don't mind that,
yeah,
but you can't have a character do something like have something that's a part of their move that is like one of the things you would do to beat it. He beats that without some other thing like it's acting like because most red blows are not unsafe. They're like
yeah,
plus or they push back or something. If
yeah,
his was unsafe on block or something, I would be like, okay, I get it then, because like yeah, but it's that's a little, but that's like character balance stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's not like the entire game or whatever.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I really like the game a lot. The only thing I don't really like is the UI. I feel like the current KO, like not KO, but like SNK games, their UI is just not very good in functionality. Like the way
Yeah.
it
mhm,
looks is fine, but functionally, it's like bruh, why can't I just find this thing? Or why are you making it so that I have to go through six different tabs just to find this one thing? Or it's not good. And
You can't use a mouse. You got to use a fucking
yeah,
controller.
like yeah, you can't use the
yeah,
mouse sometimes, but then sometimes you can, and it's
yeah.
they'll
It's ugly.
disable the fucking like controller. That's kind of whack.
Yeah, it's ugly.
And in the online, they really need to fix that shit. That online was fucking garbage. It
Yeah,
was
like
really shitty. Like,
bro, I was just sitting and waiting, holding my controller, scratching my head, like, where is everybody?
dude, it
And
was that's
then
the
it's like it got to a point where like it's like, all right, yeah, I'm just gonna have to find some friends to play with
well, yes,
because it's just taking way too long.
it was like it really it just depended because some people I talked to, they were like, I'm finding games all the time. And I was watching them and they were just boom, 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 getting games. But then I was like you, I was just sitting there like, I can't find a game to save my life. And then when I do
Mhm.
find a game, it's like Uh, dude, the ping. Have you seen the fucking memes that people been posting about
Yeah,
this game where the
yeah.
ping is like 40,000 and shit?
It's
It's
crazy.
like,
Where people
what
on Mars and
the
shit.
fuck? Yeah, like these Mars interstellar connections, dude. Like, I've never seen this shit in a video game in my life. So it's like, yeah, they got to fix that. It's
Yeah,
like I don't know what it is about SNK. They can make really good like fighting games where it's just a fighting game. Ain't no bullshit in it. Ain't no like, combat mechanic. No, we gonna help you learn. Nah, it's just this is the fucking game. And you're like, damn, this feels good. I'm just playing a fighting game. But then the
yeah,
online is so shitty. They fucked that part up so hard that you're like,
yeah.
well, fuck, I can't play it. Like, that's the only thing that's really annoying. And it's like, man, I wish y'all would get that shit right. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
I
So
know, like, um, looking at this game, like, have you guys ever seen Beautiful Joe? Like, know that
yeah,
yeah,
game?
yeah,
yeah, it does
Like, their
look like that.
graphics kind of like remind me of that.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it
Got some
does.
That's
I
that's
didn't
really
think
good.
about that.
actually like the style that they're kind of going for. That comic book shell shaded type look. So
Hmm.
I will say that the game does look good. I got my gripes with it. It's just personal things, but the game does look good. I don't like the slowdowns when you hit people on counter hit. I guess there's something new that they've been doing with games where like it's like they have to show and slow down the combat. So I guess people who haven't seen the game can kind of understand what's happening. And then you hit somebody, and then they show what's happening on the side of the screen. It feels like the slowdowns make the game feel slower than what it is. What and then like it's not KOF speed, so it's already slower. And I just don't like the pacing of it. But at the same time, like you said, Tevin, it's like it feels like a real fighting game where you win based on your skill. There's a lot of defensive mechanics in the game for you to kind of do different things. Uh, I don't feel like there's no, like you said, comeback mechanics. And if you do come back, it feels like it's you.
Yeah,
You did the necessary things to come back.
yeah.
I'll say I do like that, but as far as the speed and pace, I don't really like that too much. Coming from KOF,
Well, yeah, because KOF was more your style of game.
yeah.
Right.
Um,
As an outsider, like, that's kind of like interesting to me that it take your skill to like come back from like a deficit. You
yeah,
know, that's one appealing thing about
yeah.
this game.
But before we move on, any more thoughts or takes on the Fatal Fury City of the Wolves beta?
Yeah, I liked it. I think it's I never really played the beta for like regular people. I only played friends, so my experience was great. I never touched
Yeah,
the I guess the matchmaking part. That's why I was like, there was matchmaking in the game. I thought you only played
yeah,
with friends, but
and
yeah, it was pretty good.
bro, we had some really cheesy, uh crappy but fun matches. Like, so for those of you who don't know, there's like really no training mode
Yeah.
per se, no training mode in this version of the beta. But so you pretty much figuring out like a lot of stuff on your own or um grouping up with friends in lobbies to kind of practice and try things out. So that was really fun because like we was all banding together and looking
Yeah,
on
I
YouTube
kind of like
and,
that.
and Twitter and
I like that.
other, yeah, it was that
You know how like everybody was really frustrated at first, like on the first day, they were like, "There's no practice mode in this game. All I
mhm,
can do is play against people. This is bullshit." And I was thinking in my mind, I was thinking to myself, like, "Am I really the only one that thinks that's sick?" Because like now everyone like is just playing the game Like there's no prior knowledge. Everyone's a fucking
Mhm.
scrub, and we're all
Yeah.
gonna just play this fucking game and just figure it out based on feel. And
Mhm.
then so a tweet from Justin Wong, he literally said what I fucking said. He said, "I think it's sick that no one has a fucking that there's no practice mode, so I don't have to fight day negative 46 or when I first turn the game on."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I think that's fucking tight. I was
Yeah.
like,
Like I never seen like a fighting game without like a practice mode. So like, how do you guys figure out like the move list?
Well, this is the beta. So it hasn't released yet. So this is just a test for them to kind of see how the connection is with everybody, and kind of, I guess, to get a response and see how everybody liked the game as well. So in this particular beta, they just didn't put the training mode in this version.
Yeah.
Uh,
they do have the command list though.
yeah,
Like if you're
Okay,
sitting in like the what do you call it? The like online area room there. So like when you go in to select your character, you can look at the command list for your character.
okay, that's what I want to know. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
but
Easy workaround.
Yeah,
yeah,
so like to me it reminded me of like the arcade experience.
yeah, that's true. That's
So
true. I
I
agree
thought
with
that was
that.
cool. Like,
Yeah,
and then of course you have people that's like, well, I got two computers and I set it up to where I can actually practice against myself and blah 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 blah. It's like, okay, whatever. People are gonna do that, but like it
I,
is what it is. I
it's
thought
just
that was
kind of
cool.
like it's a testament to how into the game people are. So I think
Yes,
that's
yeah.
it's like the fact that they were willing to go through that to figure the game out means
Mhm.
it ain't a piece of shit. Because
Yeah,
trust me, if there was some dog shit that didn't feel good to play, man, they wouldn't be trying to hook up two computers so that they can fucking practice the fucking
yeah.
damn game.
that's true. That is true.